Hi, I'm Caitlin E, and welcome to the Lit Review. This is another angle that you have never seen on this channel before. So I am on the floor of my filming space. The desk that I normally sit at is right over here, and I got a new bookshelf that I have already put a lot of cluttery nonsense up top. I'll be cleaning that up, but I just thought it would be kind of fun to organize my shelves with you a little bit, and see what happens. Oh, hello, Erwin. Cat may come in and out. He's very curious about what I'm doing on his level and why there are so many books on the floor. If you're curious about what's going to go on here, it's a mix of books that I already owned and books that I hauled recently. Excuse me, sir. I need you to not eat wires on things. That's not good for either of us. So some of the books you may have seen in one of my 2 hauls that have gone up somewhat recently. So I just finished filming the romance haul and wanted to fill this beautiful thing up. I can't promise to be one of those booktubers that has like really aesthetically pleasing shelves. I mean, I wish, but right now it's more function than style. So anyway, let's just get into it. No, do not eat my camera. So for example here, I have this big stack that I'm not even going to grab all of them, but these are some of my books that are in these books will self-destruct in a year. I haven't gotten to any of them, so right now they're all still on the chopping block, but I have like a handful of them. Yeah, here. Here's the full stack, and they need to go on a shelf, because I need to be able to understand where they all fit in the grand scheme of things. But I kind of want them to be on the front because these hold 2 rows. So I'm not really going to stop and show you everything that I'm doing, but I'll give you a quick tour at the end. Okay, so this is not the bookshelf's final form, I don't think, but it at least gets everything off of my desk and my floor. So I'll keep tweaking it, and maybe I'll do a revised shelf tour at some point. But just to give you a light sense of things, let's take a peek. So these books here, right to this Julie Garwood, are all my books that are going to self-destruct, my romance edition. And then behind that you can see just some these are all historical romances behind me, so you can pull a couple of these out. You can just take a peep back there. They're just paperback historical romances, kind of a mixed bag there. And then if I move over here, this cute little Siamese cat bookend, which I got before I got Irwin, so I didn't even know. And I'm definitely going to have to go through at a different time and get all the stickers off of my new, to me, books, the used books that I got. So here are some historicals, and then in the back there's just more historicals. Ooh. And I'm dropping things. Some historicals as well as some of my book box picks from the Read Romance Repeat box. We're having a little bit of a hard time focusing, and the glare on my ring light is really bad because I'm filming this at night. So sorry about that, friends. Instead of continuing all the way to the left, I'm going to keep going with the romance shelves. So this shelf here is a mix of fantasy and historical, mostly because I ran out of fantasy romances. So in the back here I have everybody's favorite From Blood and Ash. I have a Ruby Dixon back here. Some of my Grace Dravens are back there. C.L. Wilson, I want to try that series out. And then we get into some historicals that kind of have some fantasy aspects because they're kind of like King Arthur inspired. So these are my Teresa Medeiros books, and then just randomly some 3 Elizabeth Boyles that I was able to squeeze in. And then down here on the bottom, but loved nevertheless, I also have the matching bookend here, but he doesn't fit on any of the shelves currently. So I'm going to have to figure out where to put the other cat. But these are all my contemporaries, so it's a mixed bag of contemporary romances and contemporary, something that's categorized as women's fiction, but I kind of hate that term because it's for so many other people but women. Anyway, so I have first book in this series by Alexa Martin, Intercepted, some Talia Hibbert, I have Aisha at Last, and then just to give you a peek back here, just some more contemporary romance oriented or romance plot books. I have back here In 5 Years, The 2 Lives of Lydia Bird, things like that. So I think the ones up front are usually some that I'm a little bit more excited about, but that didn't always stay true throughout the shelves. So let me take you back up and to the right. This one is probably one of the least aesthetically pleasing, but it is doing what I need it to do. So these first 3 books here are library books. I want to keep those out and prominent. And then the V.E. Schwab, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, is a borrowed book, so I also want to read that in a timely manner. It's borrowed from a friend and family member. So then I have a couple of my classic and my riff on a classic, and then this is all nonfiction. And then in the back row of it, take out the Austen content. Oh no! Is more nonfiction, and then on the other side behind the library books and the borrowed books are graphic novels and manga. Little peek back there. And again, this is all just to kind of highlight my new books or books that I'd like to read because they're new to my collection. This shelf here is historical, or things with a version of a historical plot. So these are probably the ones I'm most excited or need to read. This one, I'm not super excited about it, but I gotta read it for a video, so it's gonna be front and center to remind me to do it. But I'm very excited for things like Played Bad Heroines, which has a component of history, even though it's not totally historical. These 3 lovely books right here, I am so excited for. I really enjoyed Daisy Jones and the Six, and so I've been questing for more books that are about history of bands and music and people in music, so this has been part of that. And then I'm very, very excited for these two beauties, these two hardbacks right here. And then there are more books that I'm also so ready to read. Things like Wolf Hall by Hilary Mantel, Sister Song by Lucy Holland. There's a Silvia Moreno Garcia back here, and that woman can more or less do no wrong. So The Immortalist by Chloe Benjamin is also up there. Cutting down here, you can see Irwin's Toys. It's kind of just everywhere in this house, but this is mostly, with the exception of some of these in the center that I just are overflow from my fantasy shelves. These are almost all book box picks, except for like from here over are things that I bought, but like everything here and in the back are book box picks from Owl Crate and Fairy Loot that I haven't gotten to yet. To be honest, a lot of these hardbacks that are on this shelf are probably candidates for an unhaul the next time I do that. And then here's my fantasy shelf proper. Again, very, very mixed in genres. There's also some sci-fi, like The Chilling Effect is probably better categorized as sci-fi. But I'm very excited for this. Some of these I just don't know that much about. They were just like really interesting recs or things I just thought sounded cool. But then behind, like everything behind is a sequel. It's my sequel shelf. So books I definitely know I want to read and will happily drag out. So my Saba Tahirs are back there. My Julie Kagawa, my Hafsa Faisal, Catherine Arden. Like the entire back shelf is just stuff I know I want to read, which is why these lovely books are up front, because I need to remind myself that these are also worthy of reading. I'm not as worried about getting to the sequels of some of those books I got really excited about this year. And then wrapping things off, the one dead center that has my little Litland bookend to it. So this is like the contemporary shelf for the most part. There's like one or two in here that don't quite fit that, but that's fine. So I have like one or two things that could probably be classified as thrillers here. Back here it's just more contemporary, so some Tiffany D. Jackson, Quan Barry. Let's see, I have Kylie Reed back here, a large print of Such a Fun Age, and some Lila Lee. Really, really ready to read these two books. These, oh gosh, the cover designs on both of them are just beyond. And then I have a couple of book box picks as well here. So page one picks are back here. So while it's not quite decorated or as aesthetic as some people's shelves, I am very excited to dive into these and reorganize at a later time. I'm just excited that they're off the floor, off my desk. They're in a bookshelf where they belong. Oh, hey, these are the boxes that I always tell you about. The maybe boxes and the no box. That's literally just under my desk. That's where that is. So that is me just doing a little reorganization of a new bookshelf, getting my new books into their home. So I hope that was fun to watch. Maybe at some point I will do a reorganization of all of my shelves, but for right now this was literally just rehoming my new books. So thank you for spending time with me. I hope you have a fantastic reading day. Like and subscribe if you'd like to see more from me or this channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!